So I was supposed to say good afternoon, but it's good evening. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, today I address the UN Security Council on the grave situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for the second time in 48 hours. We are at critical juncture, and I felt it was my duty to reiterate on behalf of the government and the people of the DRC the urgent need for decisive action by the Council. I welcome the fact that the Council has recognized Rwanda's responsibility for the violation of our sovereignty and our territorial integrity, as well as the violence currently unfolding in Goma. However, words have not been enough to end the human suffering and the aggression and onslaught on Goma. It is now time for the Security Council to act. Millions have been displaced, thousands are trapped in the besieged city of Goma with restricted access to food, water, electricity, security. Countless lives have been lost. Enough is enough. Rwanda cannot be allowed to continue to act with impunity, and I therefore called on the Council to act in defense of the principles of multilateralism and international law. The DRC welcomes the decision by Germany, not a Council member, to cancel its planned meetings next month on development aid with Rwanda and to urge Rwanda and the M23 to withdraw their troops. This is an example of the kind of action that we are calling for the rest of the international community to take, whether they are Council members or not. The Security Council should take note. They cannot remain silent or inactive any longer. As I stated in the Security Council today, we demand 5 immediate actions, very actionable and very precise. Firstly, the unconditional withdrawal of Rwandan troops from sovereign Congolese territory. There is no path to sustainable, peaceful resolution without this crucial step. Secondly, it is imperative that the Council introduces sanctions targeting the command structure of the Rwandan Defense Forces to undermine its ability to wage war against the DRC and its people. Thirdly, the introduction of an embargo on Rwanda's illicit exploitation and exportation of mineral resources in the DRC will stem the financing of this aggression. As a reminder, the United Nations Group of Experts report, the last one, indicated that over 150 tons were illegally mined on a monthly basis and exported by Rwanda under the label of Rwandan minerals. Thank you. Fourthly, we are calling for the suspension of Rwanda as a contributor of troops to UN peacekeeping missions. We need to end the double standard, where Rwanda is able to contribute to UN peacekeeping forces while its troops kill members of the MONUSCO mission and the SADC mission. In less than 4 days, over 14 peacekeepers were killed, and this in absolute impunity. Finally, there must be total transparency in arms transfers to Rwanda in order to stem its ability to stoke further violence. This aggression is not only a threat to the DRC, but also to the entire region and the principles enshrined in the UN Charter. It is time for the United Nations Security Council to act decisively and send a clear message that Rwanda's aggression and impunity will not be tolerated. As I said to the Council, the rules of multilateralism apply to us all. There is no Rwandan exceptionalism. Thank you.
Yes. Minister Stefano Vaccaro, La Voce New York Ital Press. We heard what the Security Council, they did a lot of speeches about which of the P5, which one is not doing and didn't satisfy you of what you expected, and why the Security Council is still not doing what you expected the Security Council to do.
I think we took note of the statements made by all the members of the Council, P5 and non-permanent members. We also know that there are these public statements, but right now the Council is also meeting behind closed doors. And so what counts for us, most importantly, is the outcome of those deliberations. It is important, of course, to hear permanent members and non-permanent members be very explicit. We noted a change in tone in some of the speeches that we heard today compared to 2 days ago. We welcome it. Of course, we deplore the fact that it had to come to at the cost of more human lives. And what we are focusing on right now is the result of the deliberations of the Council.
Just a quick follow-up is for the public that listen to you. Can you tell us what, for example, what member improved in the speech. Can you do some specific here?
I don't have a full...
Who is making things slowly? We should hurry up.
Well, I think watching the deliberations once more should be indicative enough. I think the reports that we have from the ground, the very compelling brief that was given by the DSRHD, Vivian van der Perre, gave us a good impression of the realities everyone is facing. And so I would rather invite those with this very specific curiosity to themselves analyze what the different members of the council said. And I think this is also the important thing, the fact that everything is documented and history will be able to hold everyone accountable for their words or their silence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Foreign Minister. Lenka White from Russian RIA Novosti. If I can ask, please, have you tried to get in touch here or outside with the United States or Russia for additional help with the situation? Thank you.
We have strong bilateral ties with nearly all members of the Security Council. When it comes to the permanent members, we have direct contacts and we have diplomatic representations in all of them. So I can reassure you that interactions have always happened, that we have always relayed our messages, and that we have always advocated for a strong stance of these countries that we all consider partners in the United Nations Security Council. So we engage with all stakeholders. Of course, we engage with the UN permanent, the permanent members of the Security Council with a more robust stance, because they do have a privileged position of being permanent members of the Council, and that comes with specific responsibilities. And we do engage robustly with them to remind them of that. And we do it with all of them. Thank you.
During your stay here, right?
Of course, we engage with everyone.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's make this way.
Yeah.
Go there, and we're going to come back.
Thank you. Merci, monsieur. Madame la ministre, bonsoir. Karine Auton de Radio France Internationale. Bonsoir. Je rebondis sur la question de mon collègue italien, puisque vous avez bien souligné ces deux derniers conseils, comment le Conseil était gelé, qu'il était silencieux. Est-ce que, à votre avis, le Conseil est gelé parce qu'il attend que l'Union africaine se positionne plus clairement? Et vous, de votre côté, comment pensez-vous pouvoir convaincre les ambassadeurs A3+1 de mieux défendre le droit international sur le continent africain?
Alors, il y a une relation évidemment de subsidiarité entre les organisations comme l'Union africaine et les Nations unies. Donc, nous tenons compte de cela, mais en même temps, quand nous venons parler au Conseil de sécurité, nous le faisons parce qu'il s'agit de paix et de sécurité internationale. Je l'ai dit pendant mon discours, nous sommes très clairs là-dessus. Il n'y a pas de solutions africaines qui ont pour résultat de rester inactifs, de rester passifs et de ne pas réagir quand des femmes, des enfants sont tués et sont martyrisés. Et donc notre message, il est le même au niveau de l'Union africaine et au niveau du Conseil de sécurité. Nous attendons des actions fermes qui sont aussi à la hauteur des ambitions que chacune de ces organisations se sont données et chacun de ses membres a la responsabilité de réaliser et de respecter.
Avant de quitter New York, est-ce que vous allez revoir les ambassadeurs, les représentants des trois membres africains du Conseil, la Somalie, l'Algérie, le Sierra Leone et aussi le Guyana?
Alors, ce sont des échanges qui sont continus. Je suis ministre, donc je ne suis pas ici de manière permanente. Évidemment, nous avons une mission permanente qui a toujours des contacts très rapprochés avec tous les membres du Conseil de sécurité, y compris les A3+. Et donc, cet effort et ce travail va toujours continuer. Il n'est pas plus pressant ou plus tangible ou palpable quand je suis là. Il se fait toujours et il se fait avec abnégation et dédication justement dans l'effort de mobiliser plus de voix pour avoir des actions concrètes. Donc le travail va continuer.
Foreign Minister, if I may.
C'est la dernière.
You've come with a long list, Sherwin Bryce, South African Broadcasting. You've come with a long list of demands in terms of action from this council, but you might be well aware that this council is notorious for inaction. So I wonder if you might not be better off finding solutions elsewhere. You know, there was a ministerial meeting which you participated in at the African Union, the Peace and Security Council today. Tomorrow the EAC will meet at heads of state, I understand. Is that perhaps not the best game in town given the inaction this council is notorious for?
So, First of all, I don't think that I came with a long list. I think we could work on an even longer list. I came with 5 asks, very low-hanging fruits. So I think we were very reasonable and we were very constructive. I think if we wanted to obstruct and if we wanted to disrupt the work of the Council, we could have come with a different list. But we have come with a list built on the results of the last report of the group of experts, not reports issued by the Congolese government, but with a direct link with what the group of experts has identified: natural resources, violation of territorial integrity, violation of no attacks or of not attacking peacekeepers, also the illicit exploitation of natural resources, and the transparency in arms transfer. These are measures that the Security Council has used in many other occasions. We are from the DRC. We have been under a sanctions regime, so I know what I'm talking about. These are low-hanging fruits. It is not a long list. And we will not tire of holding every entity we are a member of accountable in terms of its responsibilities.
Expectations of the EAC and the AU?
We have expectations with all these organizations because each of these organizations has values and principles and must uphold them and hold its members accountable when they fail to do so. Okay, dernière, s'il vous plaît.
Madame, dimanche, vous demandiez, entre autres, des sanctions ciblées à l'endroit de Kigali. Ce mardi, l'Allemagne a pris une décision conditionnant son aide au développement au retrait des troupes rwandaises et de l'M23 du territoire national. Considérez-vous cette action allemande comme un pas décisif pouvant inciter les autres capitales à agir de manière ferme contre le Rwanda?
En tout cas, c'est une décision que nous saluons et que nous avons reçue avec satisfaction parce que justement, c'est une décision qui nous montre que des pays membres ou non membres du Conseil de sécurité peuvent prendre des actions très concrètes, peuvent prendre des actions en fonction de leurs relations et des outils dont ils disposent. Et nous espérons sincèrement que cette action courageuse va aussi motiver tous les pays membres de la communauté internationale, qu'ils soient au Conseil de sécurité, qu'ils soient au niveau de l'Union africaine ou dans d'autres organisations, à justement réfléchir sur ce qu'ils peuvent faire pour mettre fin à ce drame qui a duré bien trop longtemps. Donc nous saluons cette initiative, mais nous ne pensons pas qu'elle devrait être isolée, nous pensons qu'elle devrait être l'inspiration d'autres initiatives robustes et informées par les capacités et les mécanismes dont chaque pays et chaque organisation dispose pour justement